Hey guys, how's it going? Max Finn here. I'm hijacking the Youngery Facebook page for the day, or at least for 30 minutes or so. So I'm gonna just make sure we're good to go here. I'm gonna share this real quick on my page. Make sure we get a lot of people on here watching and asking questions. So while I wait for this to populate a little bit and get some people on here, I'm gonna do a quick share. Make sure everyone's got the live video going, and then we'll hop into it. I'll give you a little background on what I do and some words of wisdom that I've learned over the last 10 years of doing direct response digital marketing, and then I'll answer questions. So if we have anybody watching, if not, then I'll just keep talking for a while, and hopefully somebody comes on and watches, and then we'll be good. So let me just blast this out real quick, and then we'll be good to go. All right. So I'm just gonna share this real quick. We got one viewer, and this is a viewer for me because it's Jared. So let's see if we can get some more people on here before I jump into the whole spiel. Let's go. Live on the Youngery Facebook page. Let's blast that out. And now I'm getting, thanks Jared for the lots of thumbs up. If you can give me like 10 more, we'll be good, right? Love it. Okay. So I just shared that out. I guess what I'll do is I'll hop in and give a little background on what I do and why I'm excited to be talking to you guys today. And if people tune in and they need me to catch up, just post a comment below and I'll answer any questions today. We got 3 people. Look at that. 3 people on, which is awesome. So I think it's good 4 people. Look at that. So I think it's good with 4 people. I'll get started. We're a minute in, and people can catch in. So my name is Max Finn. I'm the co-founder and chief marketing officer at Quantum Media, and I'm also the CEO and founder of Startup Drugs. And there's probably a list of like 10 other things I'm involved in, either directly or indirectly. And I've known Ash for a little while now. We've done some cool stuff through Startup Drugs together. We let him hijack our Facebook page. It probably was like 3 or 4 months ago, and it went really, really well. And so now I'm paying back the favor. It's exciting to see like this group come alive. I think Youngery is something, when Ash and I talked about it 6 or 7 months ago, when it was a concept and an idea, it was like, we need this. The entrepreneur community is such a small community, at least at the high level, of people that are actually like making money with their businesses, that there needs to be a community of those people so we can teach the next generation. Because I think the problem right now, and I'll get into this a little later with just society in general, is our education system has a flaw in it. And so we're not teaching kids to be entrepreneurs. We're not teaching kids to be entrepreneurs. We're not giving them the skills that they really need when they get out in the world to accomplish something and make an impact in their life. And so I think this Youngery movement is great because it's going to help inspire next generation of entrepreneurs. It's going to help us build a better world because every entrepreneur can have a huge impact on society and do some really groundbreaking things. Not everyone out there is just there to make money. They're there to make impact. So just a quick background on what I do. I've been a digital marketer my entire life. Even in late high school and college, I was dabbling in direct response marketing, affiliate marketing, and I've always just had a knack for it. I've always had a passion for the psychological impact of being able to put a message out to the right person at the right time and change their thought process to buy something. That's always kind of been just incredibly intriguing to me, that you can say something to somebody in the right time and it makes enough of an impact in them that they're going to buy a product or try something or fill out a lead form or visit a website or watch a video. That's just so powerful. And with the current mediums that we have at our disposal, like Facebook and Instagram, so I'll definitely hop into that. I just wanted to give some context on my background, that there's just a lot of exciting opportunities for us as entrepreneurs and digital marketers, have a big impact and be able to test a lot of things. So Startup Drugs is something that I started with a partner of mine, Nick Haas, while we were ramping up or kind of ramping down our last startup loot and kind of exiting that. And it was kind of a fun idea. It was a joke. Didn't mean to be a business. And basically we had an idea. Let's build a store where we sell t-shirts, posters, apparel around the entrepreneurship world. And I just got love bombarded by Calvin. Hey, man. And we said this would be a funny idea. It'd be a joke. Maybe we'll sell 5 or 6 t-shirts. We just had the right idea at the right time and the right distribution channel on Product Hunt, a company by Ryan Hoover that just got acquired by AngelList. And we're the second most upvoted startup of the day. We got like 30,000 people to our site in a week. And we made a ton of mistakes. We should have made $10,000, $20,000 that week, and we only made 4,000 or 5,000, which at the time was incredible because it was all free, it's all profit. And like I said, we didn't expect for the business. And that really sparked my passion around wanting to explore e-commerce and direct response marketing more than I had in the past, where I've been more of a traditional tech entrepreneur. Our first year we did 6 figures. We're on pace to do 7 figures this year. And with Quantum Media, which is now an agency where I work with some really, really great people. Kevin Harrington, the original shark on Shark Tank, is a partner in the business, along with 4 others. And we've had some huge home runs. We've worked with some big companies like 3M. We just finished a product, Trump Collectibles, where we did about $4 million in sales in about 2-3 months. And so we've had a ton of success. And it's all been around leveraging the right digital marketing tools, the right paid media tools, testing, engaging people, following up, and then building a real, a brand and an identity around a product, right? And so today what I really want to talk about, and I want to answer a lot of questions, but just to be kind of general, kind of a generalist and try to get a lot of topics covered, is what we found with Startup Drugs is after our first few months in business, we had about a dozen competitors, and everybody came out of the woodwork, and everybody had a t-shirt idea and a store, and they had, and they thought that they could just put a site up and make money. And we found is you have to have an identity, you have to have a brand, you have to have some purpose, not just a product. It's just not good enough anymore. And you can't drive people to a action, to a page without that purpose, without that brand, without that identity. And so that's one of the key things we learned throughout our life so far. I'll answer Ash's question. This is kind of everything's coming at me, so I'm just gonna talk, and then as I get questions, I'll stop and answer the question. So that's a great question, Ash. The question is, what success lessons have you learned from Kevin Harrington? Every entrepreneur can learn from. I mean, it's really tough to answer that in 23 minutes. Kevin has been a tremendous mentor. I think the biggest thing that I can learn and the biggest thing that I can tell everybody watching this is having a mentor is key. So the thing that Kevin has taught me, beyond, there are hundreds and hundreds of things, practical things, but the biggest is that you need to surround yourself with people that are more successful and smarter than you. And I think as entrepreneurs, we have a struggle doing that. We have most entrepreneurs are A-type people. They're CEOs, they're leaders, they're winners. And that personality type has a very hard time accepting that somebody's better than you and that there's something I can learn from somebody else. What you need to realize is that there's no shame in saying that somebody's better than you. There's always going to be somebody smarter. There's always going to be somebody better. There's always going to be somebody that's just outperforming. But what you can do is ensure that you have the most hustle and the hardest work ethic, and that you're going to never accept where you're at. And so having Kevin as a mentor has helped me embrace that and helped me open up my mind and say, Kevin has opened so many doors for me. He's built so much credibility for me as an entrepreneur. He's taught me so many lessons about incorporating a business, finding partners, raising capital, how to pitch a product. He hasn't done it on digital, but the guy sold $5 billion of products. He created As Seen, Not Even, infomercial. He knows products. And so all those things I've learned from him by just opening myself up and saying, hey, I need a mentor. I need somebody that has 40, 50 years of experience that can teach me things that I'm never going to learn unless I just encounter them and fail. And so that's been probably the most rewarding thing for me with Kevin as a business partner, as a mentor, is embracing that concept that you need to surround yourself with better people. You need to surround yourself with more successful people. We joke internally with my partners, Jeremy and Brian, we should always be the dumbest person in the room. I never, ever, ever want to be the smartest person in the room. And if I am, I need to leave that room and go find another room. Because all that's going to happen, if you're up here and everybody else is down here, you're going to be pulled down to their level. If you're at this level and everyone's at this level, you're going to push yourself and you're going to be pulled up. And so you want to be this person, and you want to surround yourself with people up here. And I can guarantee you that's why the number one tip I can give for today, and this is a broad tip, this isn't digital marketing, this isn't e-commerce. So that's the tip, Ash. I hope I answered you. I'm going to go back to the question from Rahil. What are essential items for an elevator pitch for raising capital? That's another great question. So Kevin has his 10 steps to the perfect pitch, which are, every stage talk he does, we're at 10x, we're at traffic conversion. He has his 10 steps to the perfect pitch. And I'm not going to give all 10 steps away because we actually sell it and it's a key part of our formula. But what I will say is you need to be succinct. You need to get to the point quick. One thing I've learned from being around Kevin and handling a lot of his email marketing, he gets pitched dozens, if not hundreds of times a day, every single day, 365 days a year. And so if your pitch doesn't instantly get to the point and instantly grab someone's attention, he's already gone. And this isn't just Kevin, this is any entrepreneur. They're already mentally checked out. They're already thinking about their 20 other deals, right? So you need to grab their attention instantly. You need to have some kind of big wow factor that says, hey, you need to pay attention to me. You need to have a dream team. You need to have, if you're a young entrepreneur, you need to have people on the team that have done it before, that have experience, that have the connections. Because entrepreneurs invest in people. They don't invest in ideas. And I think that's another kind of flawed perception is that, people are investing in my innovative new software service or my innovative new hardware product. And the reality is maybe sometimes it's groundbreaking enough that they'll do that. But ideas are a dime a dozen. Ideas, you can have 20, 55 great ideas a day. It's execution. And who executes? The people, the team. And so they're investing in the team. So I don't want to go on too many things. I want to try to keep this short. But I would say wow factor and having a great team are two really key components that you need to get across to anybody you're pitching, whether it's Kevin or Greylock Partners in San Francisco. All right. So Shopify Hacks from Encore. There's so many. I think two big ones that we missed out on early on with Startup Drugs. Number one is exit intent pop-ups. So keeping people on the site is a huge factor. We added exit intent pop-ups, which are essentially a behavioral-based pop-up. When I scroll to leave a website, I get hit with a message that gives me a compelling offer to stay. We've seen huge success with Startup Drugs with that. Probably, I would say 5 to 10% of our revenue comes directly from the discount code we give on that pop-up. The other is one-click upsells. So we do a lot of Shopify stores, but we've also moved to funnel building. We're one of ClickFunnels' biggest funnel builders, and our Trump Coin venture was all through funnels, single product funnels. The reason we like funnels is upsells and downsells. So the problem with Shopify and WooCommerce and the big store platforms is somebody goes in there, they find things they like, they add them to the cart, and they buy. And then the transaction stops. With funnels, somebody buys, that's just the start for us. We then hit them with a one-click upsell. It says, hey, we see you just bought product X, add product Y for a discount right now. And all they do is click a button, adds it to their card, and it charges them. And then we have another upsell, and then a downsell if they don't like that. So it's tough to do that with Shopify. Ezra Firestone's company, Smart Marketer, has a tool from their company Zipify called One Click Upsell that you can actually add one-click upsells to your Shopify store. And I have no relationship with them, so there's no affiliate deal here. But if you have a Shopify store and want to do upsells, that's really the only solution you have. And that's a true upsell. There are tools in the app marketplace that say they're upsell tools, but they're not true one-click upsells. They're in-the-cart upsells or pre-checkout upsells. We're talking about post-checkout upsells where the person has already made a purchase and now they're clicking a button and buying again. So those are two Shopify tips that I'd give you. Let's see. Startup champion. You've worked with uber successful entrepreneur celebrities. What's the key to maximizing these relationships and being win-win? This is a super easy answer. Give, maybe then ask. I find so many people that the reason they want to go and work with Kevin or Russell Brunson or Ezra Firestone or these iconic people is I need something from them. I want something from them. I want them to invest in my business. I want them to give me money. I want them to give me free advice. And the reality is, these guys and girls get pitched all the time. And they get asked for things all the time. And they almost have a filter to it. When you ask for something as the first kind of communication, you're instantly put in the no list. And as somebody who has behind the scenes access to these conversations, I know that that's the case. So with Kevin, for example, our relationship there was built around my partner and our CEO, Jeremy Adams. He won a business pitch contest in Florida for his business Prestige food trucks. Came up to Kevin after and said, "Hey, Kevin, you know, you're such a big, iconic entrepreneur, but your digital presence is lacking. You should have 50 times the followers on Facebook, and you should have a 10 times bigger email list, and you don't. Let me do it for you for free. Let me just provide value," right? That's almost an impossible pitch to say no to. Hey, I want to help you. How can I help you? So we spent 6 months helping Kevin for free grow his digital presence, grow his social presence, grow his email list. And now we have an 8-figure business together. And that's opened doors to everybody. I mean, we've met so many people through Kevin because we provided value to him. We gave, and never asked. And so what I find is there's real truth behind that. If you just live your life giving and providing value, if you're good at what you do, you're going to make money. You're going to have doors open for you. And this year for me has been a prime example of that. I've done nothing different this year than I've done every other year since I've been an entrepreneur. It's been a pretty consistent year. However, everything is starting to pay off. The amount of people that reach out to me for advice, high-level people, is incredible. And it's all because the same thing I hear over and over again is, hey, you just provide so much value. Like, what can I do for you? How can I help you? I hear that so much. And so, short story on that answer is give, provide value, and doors will open for you. And people will want to work with you and want to help you in return. So let's see. All right, Navjot. And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing these names wrong. Do you have any favorite books to recommend to an entrepreneur to help them scale a business? Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, I love books, but I like reading mostly for like entertainment. So I'm a big World War II buff. So most of my reading, at least in book form, happens for like entertainment value. I'm a big Malcolm Gladwell fan. So I think any book that he writes, whether it's Tipping Point, is incredibly useful. Harvard Business Review, pretty much every book they put out is incredibly useful. I'm drawing a blank right now. There's a book that I'm reading right now, and it's not even my backpack, and it's gonna drive me crazy. It's from the senior editor at the Atlantic, and it's about how things go viral, and it's gonna drive me crazy why I can't remember the name of it. But actually, I'll post the name of it below. But it's a great book about how things go viral. And it goes all the way back to before the internet, right? Because you think about some of the most famous songs and stories that everybody knows, but these are from hundreds, thousands of years ago. Like a lullaby that everybody sings to their babies and kids. It's the same lullaby. There's not like a secret parent meeting where they all get together and say, we're going to sing this lullaby. Like those are viral sensations. And so it's incredible the psychology that went behind how some of these things became viral over time. And so I'm going to have to post a link to that book because it's incredible, and it really has changed the way I think about the psychology of going viral. I'd also say like Ryan Levesque, his Ask Method book is incredible. Any book from Ryan Dice is incredible. .com Secrets from Russell Brunson is incredible. So those are more like industry type books that provide kind of actionable advice. Let me see. All right, Vanessa, what are some growth metrics to use to sell with startup drugs and your other companies? So I'm going to make an assumption of kind of what you're talking about there is of metrics that we look at when we're running our ad campaigns. This is an important question. Too many business owners and entrepreneurs that I speak with and consult coach with focus on vanity metrics. They focus on how many likes do I have? How many followers do I have? What's the impressions of my ad? What's the cost per click and the click-through rate? And some of those have validity, right? Cost per click and click-through rate do have importance. We're direct response advertisers. So when people come to us and give us money, they want to make more money than they gave us. And so for me, I look at what's our CPA, our cost per acquisition, our cost per conversion, and what's our purchase conversion value? What's our actual sales value? So we spend one, what are we making on that? What is it costing us to make a sale? Those are two metrics that are the most critical, the most important for us. Then the third one is lifetime value. And this is a metric that very, very few people focus on, is what's the long-term lifetime value of a customer? So many people we work with focus almost exclusively on this bubble of cold traffic, sales page, purchase. That's it. They operate in this very small, minuscule world. And the challenge with that is it's 5 times more expensive to sell somebody a cold prospect than it is to sell a repeat customer. We focus a lot of money and a lot of time on post-purchase retargeting, on following up with a customer and maximizing their value by upselling, cross-selling, getting them in continuity models. And so those are the metrics that we look at for any of our e-commerce businesses. And we do a lot of segmentation based on that. So we segment our buyers based on how many purchases have they made, when was the last time they bought, what type of products are they buying, where are they buying them on? Are they buying on mobile? Are they buying them on desktop? Are they buying them because they're coming from Facebook? Or are they buying them because they're organic search? Those are all metrics that we take very, very seriously. And if you're a direct response advertiser and you're doing any paid media, you either need to, or you need to have someone on your team that's obsessed with data. I'm obsessed with data. Like, it interests me, it excites me. I love working with numbers and being able to use that to make tweaks, alterations, additions, to improve our campaigns. So you need to have somebody like that on your team. Let's see. Emil, about 10 years now. I started really, really young. And what I will say, that Gary Vee talks about this a lot, honestly, it doesn't matter what I did a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, because right now, tech is changing so fast. The mediums that we can advertise on are changing so fast that if I stopped today, I would be just lapped. I'd be obsolete in 6 months. And so that's the reality. Is what matters most is what you're doing right now and what you're doing in the future, not what you did in the past. Let's see, Vanessa, your favorite tools for social media management. I got to be honest. I focus with Quantum. I focus on our paid media team. So I focus on a high level of direct response, which means driving traffic to sales pages, to pre-sale pages, to content lead magnets, and selling people. So most of my day-to-day happens on paid media platforms and email automation platforms like Infusionsoft or Maripost. We do use Hootsuite Enterprise. We're potentially switching to Sprout Social because I think Sprout Social is I'm a big UI person. It's a lot more beautiful. The reports are great. But we use both, right? Like we use Hootsuite for a lot of things. We might switch to Sprout Social. Those are the 2 tools. I used to love Buffer. Buffer used to be one of my favorite tools because they had content suggestions where you could actually find popular content and add it to your queue. They removed that feature, which in my opinion was like the only valuable thing that made me unique. And I get why they did it, but so I don't really use Buffer as much anymore. But yeah, Hootsuite and Sprout Social, tongue twister there, are great. Wow, time is flying. It's been 22 minutes. Let me see. So I got 7 minutes left. I'd love to be able to answer as many more questions that come in. I can kind of, if I don't see another question come in, actually, there we go. Never mind. So Jesse, do you collect an email list? If so, what is your best strategy? Yeah, emails are still critical. And I get this a lot because we focus on super cutting edge digital marketing, or we're using messenger ads and more advanced Instagram advertising strategies, but email still crushes. Like once you collect an email, you own a distribution channel, which is powerful. Every time I want to hit somebody on Facebook with an ad, I got to pay for it. Same with Instagram, same with Twitter, same with Google. With email, with phone numbers, I own that channel. That communication channel is mine, and I don't pay for it when I send. So we still do a lot of email. We have multi-million person email lists that we use for a lot of our products. Right now I can give you an example. For Kevin, we're running a great lead magnet campaign where we're offering 6 of his best-selling ebooks in one bundle for free. So overwhelming value, going back to what I talked about with the ideas for pitching. It's an insane value that it's almost impossible to say no. It's 600 pages of content, and all we're asking for is your phone, email, first name, and last name. That's it. So we have about a 70% opt-in rate on that lead magnet. Our cost per lead is about $1, if less than that, and it's crushing. So we also then have a tripwire. We then have a core offer. We then have a consulting upsell. So we also make money on that funnel, right? Because the goal is to at least break even on our email collection. So I would say that's a strategy. I'd also say that text opt-ins are great. So we use a tool called Mobit, which works really, really well. Ty Lopez just started using it. and you can do text opt-ins from the stage. So Kevin speaks, people text Shark to this number and get a free ebook, and they get opted in. Let's see. Spawn, how do you balance work-life balance? Yeah, I wish I had an answer for that. I'm still trying. So I am not an expert. I'm working with people, with mentors that have that mastered, and that's something I don't have mastered yet. And it's a challenge. It's a struggle. I run a lot of businesses, and so I haven't taken a vacation in 3 years, and we're actually taking the first vacation to Vegas next month for a week, which is great. Me and my girlfriend. But yeah, I mean, you just have to schedule time. You have to like take a step back and say, hey, I'm going to leave the office at 5 today. I'm going to take a day off, and push yourself to make those commitments, because work is work, but you know, your personal life and your health is so much more important than work. Calvin, yep, those are digital ebooks. So yeah, not physical hard copy. So there's no cost for us, which is again why we can offer that. What do you think about new collection ads? So that's a great question. We just started testing those for startup drugs about 2 weeks ago, and so far I've seen really, really good results. So I think collections are great, and just to give everyone that doesn't know Facebook ads really well, collections is a new ad unit Facebook just rolled out. We're just begun to roll out, which incorporates a really great video ad with then a block below that has 4 products from your product feed. So you can actually incorporate products into your ad below a video, kind of makes the ad unit bigger. And then there's also a immersive shopping experience. So you're not going direct to the store. So I think they're great. I think they have plenty of bugs that we actually were talking to our Facebook expert yesterday, and they're working on a lot of them. And so I'm sure it'll get a lot better. But right now it's a great start. I think it's a great ad unit to combine video with kind of dynamic product ads. All right, Snapchat versus Instagram for promoting content. What I will say is I've never been a Snapchat user. I've used it like twice in the last 4 years, and I never got it. Just personally, I understand. I never doubted the validity of it, because obviously hundreds of millions of people use it. There's use cases there. People love it. I just never got the concept. I never enjoyed sharing content that way. And frankly, you know, Snapchat hasn't built an engaging reason for businesses like me in the direct response world to use it, at least in a way that's scalable. There's a lot of hacks to using it that I've heard from people that are experts. But for me, what I found is, you know, too many people try to do too many things. They try to be generalists. They try to use every platform and share to every platform. What I've focused on is, let me dominate 1 or 2 mediums. Let me become such an expert in these areas that I'm going to be the best in those. And I'll work with other people that are better than me on the other platforms. And that's kind of been my strategic play since I started my digital marketing career. So I would say Instagram, in my opinion, is better because it has a more robust ad platform. And now you can do Instagram story ads. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do there. So let me see, 2 minutes. Any growth hack tips for early stage entrepreneurs? That's a good one. I mean, I think the biggest is too many people are focused on making money instantly. And they don't focus enough on building a brand, building awareness, and building a community. And so, you know, a lot of early stage companies, my advice is don't go right for the sale, right? Like, focus on building an identity, focus on building a brand, build a community. If you look at some of the most successful companies like Dollar Beard Club, Dollar Shave Club, they all built a incredibly loyal tribe and community that then had word of mouth marketing. They're able to tap into that and really scale their business. You can spend money easy. You know, spending money is the easiest thing in the world. If you want to spend $1 million today, I can spend $1 million of your money today on Facebook. Doing it with a positive return is the trick. And so build a community, focus on content first, and if you're going to do paid media, focus on promoting that content, right? Don't drive people to a sales page, cold traffic. Drive cold traffic to a great video. Drive it to a blog post. Drive it to a quiz. Learn more about your audience. Too many people make assumptions early on that they know their demographic better than anybody. The reality is you probably don't know your target audience as well as you think you do. So ask questions, run surveys, do quizzes, learn more about your audience, and then refine the message for each one of those demographic segments. Let's see, Youngry, how do you motivate yourself on those not so motivating days? That's another good question. I would say I just take a step back and think about where I'm at today and where I was a year or two ago. And that usually motivates me. The fact that I get to, on a daily basis, work on so many projects with so many incredibly talented and successful people. You know, not many people get to work with billionaires on a regular basis, and not many people get to be involved in the future success of 20, 30, 50 companies and products. And so there's plenty of days where, sure, I don't want to do work, right? Like I get up and just say, hey, like I just want to go back to bed and I don't want to do work today. But you just got to count your blessings and understand that, you know, where I was early on in my career, like this is where I wanted to be today, and I'm here today. And so, you know, usually thinking that way gets you pretty motivated, right? So I would say that that's usually what I do, is just understand where I'm at and take a kind of step back and reflect a little bit. And that usually does the job of getting me motivated. And if it doesn't, then it's usually a can or two of Red Bull. That'll do the job, right? So awesome. Well, I ran a minute over. Actually, it's timed out pretty good. I think it's supposed to be 30 minutes. So I'll leave it open for another minute or so. If anybody wants to ask any more questions, I'm more than happy to answer those offline. I also posted a link in the description, which I think is above me right now. And that link gives you the exact Facebook funnel that we use for almost all of our e-commerce products. So it's the blueprint that we put into place. Obviously, there's modifications we make based on each business, but that's kind of the foundation that we've used to sell millions and millions of dollars of products in the last year. So you can download that for free. Of course, I'm going to upsell you because I'm a marketer and I'm an entrepreneur. So I'm going to upsell you to my course, and then I'm going to upsell you to one-on-one consulting. You don't have to take any of those, obviously. Just download the free PDF plus video. That's my gift to you guys. And if nobody else has any other questions, I'll give it another 15 seconds, and then I'm going to press the big finish button down here. And anybody that wants can follow up with me offline. My email is max@quantummedia.co. Yes, we couldn't get a .com, so it's a .co. Make sure you don't put an M there or it won't get to me. So you can reach me there via email. You can friend me on Facebook. You can comment below. You can message me. I pretty much check everything every day, so I'll be able to respond to you pretty promptly. All right. So I think I burnt everybody out in questions, which is great. That's my goal. All right. So I'm going to tune off now. Like I said, any other questions you want to follow up with me on, just shoot me an email, shoot me a Facebook message, or comment below here, and I'll do my best to respond to it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Thursday.